How do you build a personal brand online? Today we're going to be talking about this. I want to give you some tips. I want to give you some basics and foundation as to how you can start creating and crafting your personal brand online today, so that in the future you can build a community, you can monetize, and you can do whatever it is that you want with that personal brand. If this is something that you are curious about or interested in, please continue watching. But before I dive into the content, I wanted to say that I do post a lot of educational content like this about multiple income streams, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, making money online, network marketing, as well as a little bit of fashion and beauty sometimes. So if you're into any of those things, please consider subscribing. It's going to support my channel so much. Okay, now let's dive in directly into the tips on how to build your personal brand online. So first of all, when it comes to any kind of business, anything that you're ever starting, you have to determine your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to build a brand? Why do you want to even be on social media in the first place? What are the reasons? Tip number 2, you have to have an end goal in mind. Yes, you have to know the reasons why you are starting your business, which means you need to understand what is it that it's pushing you to pursue that. And then when you have the end goal in mind, it's going to basically kind of put that place on the map where you know where you're going, what your vision is for building that personal brand. So whether your end goal is going to be creating your own digital product or your course or your membership, or building that community so you can really grow, that cause that you're really passionate about. What it is that you want to see as an end goal for that. Maybe if your goal is to monetize your personal brand, is how do you see yourself monetizing it? Maybe that's scoring specific brand collaborations that are your dream brands. Maybe you see yourself starting a business around it. Maybe you see yourself starting a fashion line or a makeup line or something else. What is your end goal? It's so important to know, because now you know exactly where you're going with your personal brand. So now that you know your why, you know exactly where you're going, now we're going to determine the foundation of your brand, which means your core values and your messaging. I think it is a very important step, and you really cannot move forward to building your personal brand without knowing these things. What you stand for, what your message is going to be, who do you really want to help, what it is that you want to achieve with your personal brand. Write those down, because that's really going to help you base your content around it, find your niche, find your target audience around those core values. So this is almost like building the foundation of that house that you're building right now. Now that you know your core values, your messaging, you need to find what you're going to base your brand around. So this is your level of expertise. If you are an expert in something, I don't know, maybe you're an expert in science, maybe you're an expert in fashion, maybe you're a makeup artist or hairstylist. Like, you have that level of expertise where you can build your brand around and share your unique, knowledge with people around that. Or maybe you have some talents. Maybe you're a dancer, maybe you're a singer, maybe you're a writer, maybe you're an artist. Maybe you have specific interests that you are willing to learn more about and you want to build your brand around. Maybe you have unique passions, right? So maybe you want to build your brand around a passion. Maybe you do not have a ton of knowledge in that sphere just yet, but you're willing to learn in order to help people that might have the same passion. So write those down. Sometimes it's really difficult to see what is very visible, what is really on the surface. So I always give people a tip that if you have a hard time finding those talents, those gifts, the unique level of expertise, what you're good at, really talk to the people around you, people that know you the most. So that could be your family members, that could be your friends. So really ask them, what am I good at? What do you think would be the level of expertise that I have? What are my talents? What do you think that I'm interested in? What do you think my passions are? And trust me, you'll be able to write those things down, and you'll find some commonalities, and you'll see that people around you actually know you better. And sometimes we're so critical of ourselves that we do not see what's right there in front of us. Now that you know your why, your goals, your values, the foundation is built, you know your level of expertise or talents, now it's time to pick a niche. and the niche has to be profitable, right? So you have to find something that is not going to limit you too much, that's not going to be too specific, but it's not also going to be too broad that you can't really find the people that you're talking to. So it's almost like you have to find that umbrella topic with some subtopics that you can be talking about. So whether it's health and wellness, you would want to make it a little bit more specific, maybe holistic health and wellness for busy professionals, something like that. So you have to narrow it down, but not too much, so that you can still find specific topics that you will be talking in that niche, and you have to make sure that niche is profitable. If your goal, again, having a goal in mind is very important, because now you'll understand, okay, this niche is profitable, I'll be able to monetize it this way or another way. So that is just going to ensure that you're not picking something that you're stuck with and you do not know how to monetize in the future. So picking that niche is going to be the next step. You're going to be finding the people to talk to. So basically it's finding your target audience, your perfect customer, that member of your community that you're going to be building. I do have a whole video about how to find that target audience, how to find that perfect customer. So you can actually watch it after this video. I'm going to link it in the description box below for you. But basically, in very short words, it's going to be somebody that is just like you, that is looking for solutions to their problems, that is probably somebody close to your age, somebody that is probably the same demographic as you, because you're going to be able to relate to them better, that has specific set of problems that you can solve for them. So for example, if you take holistic health and wellness for busy professionals, it's going to be somebody who is probably a working mom, busy. If you're a woman, that's probably you're going to be connecting better to women. So your target audience will be a woman that is busy, that is working a 9-to-5 job, maybe a corporate job, and has to find ways to stay healthy and to be fit. So you're going to be talking to that person specifically, and you're going to be providing value for that person, so that they want to stay in your community. They want to maybe possibly buy from you if you find ways to monetize your brand in the future. So think about how old they're going to be, where they live, what their interests are, what their dream life and aspirations are, what their problems are, what their pain points are, and how you can actually find solutions to their problems. How can you provide value to them? What kind of content you're going to be creating specifically for your target audience. This is a super crucial step. Do not skip it. Trust me, you're going to regret it, because if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. And this is just going to plummet your accounts. This is just not going to help you grow. So trust me, this is really, really important. Take the time, write those things down, determine exactly who your avatar is, who that person is. You can even go one step further and name her or name him, so that every time you're creating content, you know who you're creating content for. Now that you found your target audience, you're going to find those content pillars, kind of like those topics that you're going to be talking about. So if we're going back to holistic health and wellness for busy professionals, what is it exactly that you're going to be talking about? So find about 5-6 things that are going to be common topics that you will be talking about. So maybe it's easy workout routines that, you know, that busy professional can be doing in, I don't know, under 20 minutes every single day before they go to work. Maybe easy lunch ideas. So think about things that you will be able to provide value around, but also in the long run, you'll be able to monetize. So if we're talking about easy recipes, maybe at some point you're going to create a guide or an ebook with healthy recipes that you're going to be put in there. Your content has to be very, very focused and conscious. Having that end goal in mind will help you determine those content pillars and what kind of content you would like to create for your target audience. Now the fun part. Now that you've done all of that, you've determined the foundation, your whys, your end goal, your target audience, all the things that you're going to be posting about. Now the fun begins, and you find the visual identity of your brand. So this is the aesthetic part. This is my favorite part. This is determining your colors, how you're going to show up, what your image is going to be. There's so much that goes into the visual identity of your personal brand, and to be able to be recognizable, stand out from the crowd. So whatever your style is, all of that is visual identity. How you sound, how you look, what kind of graphics you use, what kind of content you create. So all of that is visual, and it's super fun to play with. And it's probably one of the things that I enjoy the most. So think about how you want to show up, what you want your brand to look like, what kind of brand colors you want to pick, the fonts that you want to use in your graphic, what kind of wardrobe you would like to pick for your branding sessions, if you're going to be creating photos or video content. So think about all those things. It's always good to go to Pinterest and obviously browse through different kind of branding color schemes, branding color palettes, kind of find that aesthetic that is going to be resonating with you. You will want to stay specific to your color schemes for your graphics and for your photos if you want to use them on your website, on your blog, in your marketing materials, whatever it may be, on your social media. Now that you have determined the visual identity of your brand, you've played with colors, you've selected the fonts, maybe you went one step further and created a logo or a website or something like this. Now it's time to really think about the social media platforms you're going to start posting on, because that is also going to be determined by your target audience, where do they hang out, and also by your end goals, what it is that you want to achieve in the long run. So whether your audience is going to be on Instagram, TikTok, or maybe they're more on YouTube, or maybe they're more online, just searching on Google and then on Pinterest, so you can drive them through Pinterest to your website. So think about, where are these people searching for the questions that they have, they're looking for solutions to. I would recommend starting with a couple of platforms or one by one. If you're planning to create similar kind of content, which you can post across different platforms, you can leverage that. If you are filming short form video like Reels, you can also post them to TikTok. You can also post them to YouTube Shorts. You can also sometimes post them to Pinterest, depending on what your niche is and what your audience is. So think about where your target audience are hanging out and how you're going to be able to reach them, and what your end goals are in mind, and how are you going to be able to expand that reach even more. So focus on those platforms. Now that you know where exactly you're going to be posting, what kind of content you're going to be creating, now it's time to create a content strategy. Your content strategy is like that roadmap, that plan that you're going to be utilizing in order to build your personal brand. Without the content strategy, trust me, nothing is going to work. Content strategy is really a roadmap for everything that you're going to be doing online. So once you know exactly which platforms you're going to be posting on, now you have to determine what your content pillars are going to be, what kind of content you're going to be concentrating it on, what your posting times are going to be, what your schedule is going to look like. Are you going to show up in stories? What are you going to be doing more of? What you're going to be doing less of? So it's almost like writing that exact plan, having everything laid out so that you are never running out of things to talk about. You're never running out of things to post, so that everything is in a great flow and everything is consciously worked out. You're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks. Having the content strategy in place is so crucial. Now that you have everything in place, you have your content strategy, you're posting, you're doing all the things, you start building that community, you're starting to build that brand. Now it's time to think about, how are you going to reach those end goals? If your end goal is monetizing, what are some of the avenues that you can take? Are you planning to do affiliate marketing? Are you planning to collaborate with brands? Are you planning to create some physical products and start your own business? Are you planning to create some digital products? Do you want to market down for you digital products? What it is that you want to do that really goes well with your niche, that really goes well with your personal brand, with your messaging, with all your values. So write all those things down, and it's time to start working on those too. It's never too early to start thinking about how you're going to monetize your brand, even when you have one follower. Trust me, the sooner you start working on this, the better. And last but not least is showing up consistently across all social media platforms. So that that ties in with your content strategy, that ties in with that content posting schedule, so it's going to be realistic for you. I'm not saying that you have to post every single day or multiple times a day. You have to make sure that you're not burning yourself out, that you're showing up with the same level of energy day in and day out, because trust me, people can feel energy through the camera lens somehow, ridiculously. Even when you're posting graphics, people can feel your energy. So you have to make sure that you're sticking to the consistency that is going to be healthy for you, healthy for your family, healthy for your life in general, so that you're not so torn in all different directions. Show up consistently, show up as much as you can, show up with energy, show up true to your brand. If you have selected specific things, specific messaging, specific, value proposition, you make sure that you're sticking to that and you're not starting to talk about something completely different, because that's going to confuse your audience, that's going to confuse the algorithms. So hopefully this all makes sense. If you do have any questions regarding personal branding or anything, I always leave my email in the description box below so you can check it out. I also have created a personal brand checklist. So if you would like to really get serious about your personal brand, it's completely free. It's a digital download. You can go to the link in the description box below, just download it, and now you have that checklist so that you do not forget a single thing when it comes to creating your personal brand, and you can start working on it right away. And if you would like to stay connected on social media, all of my social media channels are going to be linked in the description box below as well. You can also leave your handle in the comment section so I can go and follow you back and we can stay connected. And if you've made it so far into this video without being subscribed to my channel and you found some value here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification button, because you're going to be notified every single time I post a new video and you can go ahead and watch it right away. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.